Think about how we usually organize the living world. We tend to sort everything into neat, separate boxes. On one side, we have the animals, like a lion. On the other, the plants, like a giant oak tree. But that simple system breaks down the moment we look closer. If we zoom in to a single drop of pond water, we find a swirling universe of life that completely ignores those easy categories. To make sense of this microscopic world, we have to look into two folders we rarely see: the ancient survivalists and the rule-breaking travelers. When we look inside their bodies, we see a massive difference in how they're built. One type is essentially an empty shell, with everything just floating around inside. The other has a bright, glowing hub tucked away in the center. That protected hub is a nucleus, a vault that keeps the cell's most important instructions tucked away for safekeeping. Every microscopic creature on Earth is sorted based on whether it has that vault or not. Most of the life on our planet is hidden inside these two folders, and their work is what keeps the rest of us alive. We'll start with the first group, often known as Kingdom Monera. These are the bacteria. They are simple, rugged cells that work without a central vault, meaning their blueprints just drift freely through their bodies. Within this group are the ancient survivalists, or archaeobacteria. These are the ultimate microscopic outliers. They've spent billions of years learning to live in conditions that would be lethal to almost anything else. While a volcanic eruption looks like a dead zone to us, these ancient microbes flourish here. They actually prefer the scalding heat of boiling hot springs and volcanic vents. Others call these blinding white salt flats home. It's a toxic landscape that would dehydrate and kill a normal cell in minutes. But these survivalists have built bodies that can handle the extreme minerals. These outliers are quite different from the everyday bacteria we see in our world. Those milder relatives live in the soil of your garden, or even inside your own stomach, helping you digest your food. Because these everyday bacteria are so common, we sort them by how they look. They generally come in three distinct shapes: little round spheres, straight rods, or curved ones that look exactly like commas. Even though their internal structure is stripped back and simple, these microbes are nearly indestructible. Then we have our second group, the protists. These organisms do have a nucleus vault, but they behave too strangely to be called plants or animals. Look at these golden geometric shapes. These are diatoms, microscopic builders that construct their own protective armor out of glass. Other protists are whip-tailed swimmers called dinoflagellates. Most of the time, they just drift along in the ocean. But if the ocean water gets too warm or full of nutrients, they multiply at a staggering, explosive rate. When they swarm like that, they turn the ocean blood red. This red tide releases a heavy poison that can suffocate fish and other marine life across miles of coastline. Then there are creatures like the euglena. During the day, they act like miniature plants, soaking up the sun and using it to manufacture their own fuel. But when the sun goes down, they change their behavior entirely. They turn into hunters, swimming through the water to hunt and swallow other tiny microbes, like a predatory animal. Finally, look at this bright yellow mass creeping over a mossy log. This is a slime mold. It starts as independent single cells, but they can merge together into one giant moving entity to search for decaying food. This group is biology's chaotic workshop, a place where the rules of nature are constantly being tested and broken. It's easy to think of these microbes as just interesting oddities under a microscope, but when we look at the planet as a whole, we see the massive scale of their work. Those glass-armored builders in the ocean aren't just drifting, they are constantly pumping out oxygen. In fact, a huge portion of every breath of air that you take was created by them. And while they are making the air, the bacteria in the soil are acting as the Earth's recyclers. They are constantly breaking down dead material, turning it back into the raw nutrients that allow new trees and grass to grow. The lions and the oak trees we know so well only survive because of the invisible labor of these microscopic empires. They truly are the engines that keep the entire show running. If you want to keep exploring the hidden mechanisms of our natural world, hit the subscribe button. We'll be here to show you more of what's happening right under your nose.